Welcome to another one of those odd ones. And we're gonna go on a little joyride.
So here's the situation on update. My Wolverine body, they did some brush cleaning work. They have some energy wood piled up for me, so I'm gonna go try to pick it up and haul it over to my little pile over there. Luckily today is Easter day, so there's no cops around. I can drive on the main road. They're all painting eggs. How did that get there? What the hell? Freaking magic. 4 trips at least. And I wish I had a bigger trailer. That would be great. The only one with a borrow bit around here. Man. Kulvertpipe. I think that's the same stream that's on my property. Man, I've never been here before. Unloading part is always more fun than loading part. But still, it would be great if I had a bigger thing. I think let's go do one more. Dude, was that a Dodge Charger? Wow. Those are pretty rare in Estonia. You guys like falling down, don't you? They're pretty overloaded, but maybe we can take the final pieces as well. Looks like that's about it. Oh look, what? Snow, man. Snowball fight. This is the last snow of the last winter, guys. We gotta do something special with this one. No, I'm not gonna sit on it. I have a better idea. Whoa. Perfect. Now we should probably clean this mess up as well while we're already here. Yes! More work. So here's the situation right now. Well, I have two choices here. Either we do a bit of work and get a little bit of firewood, or we do almost no work and have a bit of fun. Man, what a tough choice. I think we should do the adult thing and do the firewood. I thought I'm gonna go fire up the kill grappler and grab all these tree limbs and put them on the top of the pile. That would have been fun, right? But I think there's actually quite a few firewood pieces here, especially that one. So let's be lame and do some work. Nah, let's have some fun. Kill grappler. Let's get to work. What part of work don't you understand? The v or erg? What language do I have to speak? wonder, is that worth it? Probably not, but let's see. Let's break the log trailer. Hopefully not. I think I'm gonna grab the posts with me. Probably not a good idea. Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna break something, bro. Not worth it. Stop wobbling around. Let's go back to the Soviet Union. I guess that takes care of that bit. And also that bit. Oh boy, this has actually been here since last year. I've walked past this road several times now, and I was always like, when I'm gonna clean this up, bro? Guess this was the day. I just had to be in the area in order to do the work. Look at that, my pile is getting really big now. But still, it's nowhere even close to being like worth it. I think I'm gonna try though. I'm gonna try to find like a chipper company who will drive here and chip all of this into wood chips, and then they will haul it away, and maybe I will get some money for it as well. Not really sure. I guess it kind of depends. If I do end up getting some amount of money for it, then I can like make a decision if building this in the future is worth it, or we can just you know, burn it. I guess it just kind of depends how much money I'm gonna get for this, but I don't see a lot of value here. Maybe less than 500 bucks probably. One more little annoying thing. So whenever I try to get out of the machine, my right leg always gets... Oota, kuidas see oligi? One more. I need to recreate the conditions. Kuidas see oligi? Enne ronisid just välja ja siin vandusid nagu segane peast. Tahtsid selle kaljult alla lükata selle traktori. Niimoodi, jah. So that's what happens. So my leg kind of gets stuck between the lever and cab, I guess. Now, if you ask me, there's just too much shit on the floor. By shit, I mean levers and stuff. And not enough floor space. Hopefully the weather will be better. Okay guys, so I figured this is probably the best time to deal with the final pieces of firewood. I mean, I have a couple of things going for me right now. The weather is just the worst. It's kind of cold, it's very wet, and I don't really want to do anything else at the moment other than firewood, because I do need to move around so I can keep myself warm if I do work. Plus, because everything's so moist, the ants inside the nest under the cutting deck over there are probably hiding. I can't see them at the moment. A couple of days ago it was pure sunshine. The guys were just kind of roaming around all over the place, but right now I don't see any of them. So I'm assuming they're probably deep inside there at the moment. So I figured this is like the best time to deal with that bunch, because I'm not planning to put any more material on the deck as of right now. Even if I get any material from somewhere, I'm not gonna put any more logs on the deck at the moment, because well, I need to get rid of those stumps, then make that bad, rearrange the entire setup on a new location, and then we can start filling the log deck again. Now I'm gonna use the same setup as I've used before. I'm gonna power the roller deck with the old Plio, and then the hydraulic power pack or unit will be powering the log splitter. In the future I'm gonna change that, but right now we're gonna go with the same setup. I do have a little problem though. I don't have enough of those gauges remaining, and everything here is full at the moment, and I only have dew on the bed. This is clearly not enough, right? So I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do at the moment, honestly. Maybe I'm just gonna throw them on the ground. Desperate times require desperate solutions, right? I mean, I don't want to build like a temporarily custom box for the setup that I'm gonna later throw into the fire pit. That kind of makes no sense. Maybe just kind of pick them up from the ground then. But that doesn't resolve my not enough boxes issue. Wait a minute, I did have a couple of them. Maybe I have something at the sauna in the cabin. I do have dew here as well. I guess I can empty that into the cabin so I can get dew from here. And I think there was some at sauna as well. Look. Look at. Even. Oh, look at that. Pissing on the sauna. What a little asshole. I hate that. My super sister really hates that. What a piss bucket. Piss off. Man. I don't even know who owns that cat. Guy just kind of comes here casually just pisses on everything. But couple of boxes here as well, I guess. I'm not sure how I'm gonna get them out of here though. I mean, I can't come here with the bobcat at the moment. It's just gonna mess up the lawn very badly. I guess I can get the empty one by hand or something, but not sure. You know what? Let's deal with the problems as they present themselves. We don't need to overthink, head might explode. Yeah, I'm gonna start cutting off the pieces and I'm just gonna throw them on the ground. That way I have all the boxes free in order to stack firewood. And if I just kind of run out of boxes, then we'll try to figure something out. No, I think this is actually genius. And the ant solution. Just wait until it rains. Then I don't need to clean anything up. Now, also the guy who wanted to buy my leftovers, he said that if I get this box filled as well, then he's gonna buy that as well. So I'm pretty sure we can fill this box, maybe even a bit more with this little adventure. I'm really glad that this junk can be useful to someone. I mean, for me, I don't want to deal with it. I would just probably burn it. You know, in the future I have many cool upgrades that I want to do to this entire setup. To start things off, I want to replace the chainsaw with a hydraulic motor, so I don't have to worry about running out of fuel or oil or anything like that. Plus, there's less moving parts, right? At the time, the chainsaw seemed like a very good option because it was a free option. I didn't need to buy anything. It's just create like a simple mount, couple of bearings, had everything on hand, and voila. It works, but there are better options. In addition to that, instead of the old blue powering the roller deck, I want to have a dedicated hydraulic power unit for that part. And I'm thinking I'm just gonna use my own hydraulic power unit that I built during the winter time. But I would need to modify it slightly because at its current setting, it's not gonna work with the roller deck. The reason for that is the pump, which is currently mounted on the thing. So during the winter time when we built this contraption, I had no idea that the pump in question, and the pump which we were supplied us, is actually a two-stage pump or a two-speed pump. Essentially what that means is that during low pressure, it's going to provide a lot more fluid flow compared to high pressure work. So for example, let's imagine a log splitter. The ram is moving out, but it's not doing any work. It's just kind of moving out. At that moment, we have the high flow option, but the moment it's going to start splitting the firewood, it's going to switch over, the pump is going to switch over to the low flow option with more pressure. And at the time, I did not know this. However, you guys mentioned it many times. Plus, I kind of realized it on my own when I started using this setup to split firewood. When the gear wet splitter just moved out so fast, but the moment it started the work, just the splitting, it just went to super slow mode. So, with that being said, that pump will actually not work out very well for the roller deck, and especially for the hydraulically powered chainsaw, right? Because for that we require high flow rate and high pressure at the same time, but this will not provide us that. This will provide us either low pressure, high flow rate, or high pressure and low flow rate. So if we start cutting a log, a piece, the moment the chain goes into the wood, it's going to switch over to the low flow rate option. It will probably still continue moving, but it's going to be very slow and it's going to take forever to cut through the thing. My current idea is that I'm gonna keep this bump. This is actually a very good bump if you want to split lumber, but maybe I can add like a secondary bump here on the same shaft. We do seem to have a little bit of room there, maybe like a single belt or chain driven pulley over there, and then we could mount the motor, or I'm sorry, the bump somewhere over there. So one bump would power the roller deck and the chainsaw exclusively, and the other bump, the Weaver bump, will power the log splitter. So one unit to power the entire system, right? What do you guys think about that setup? I mean, seems like a pretty good option, right? Now, there is still a lot of time until I make the upgrades, so probably we'll even change some plans. But yeah, definitely hydraulic chainsaw, dedicated power unit, and I'm probably gonna use the same log splitter, but I'm gonna modify it and put it here. So after we do the cut, the log will roll into the splitter box, and I could have the same valve block for the log splitter right over here, and I can operate everything from this area. And once the log splits, it's gonna travel off somewhere, and that's the end of the story. Now I'm actually hoping that maybe in the future I'm gonna start doing firewood as a business, and maybe we can use this setup in order to make that business work. Right now it's still a bit too much labor to make it worth it, but after the upgrades, maybe this is actually worth it. You know, this whole project, the firewood processor line, let's call it that, it has been a very fun project overall, and you know, I can't wait until we can tinker out all the issues and bugs. This setup can actually be very efficient if it's properly tweaked. Right now we're gonna go with the manual control option, but maybe in the future we're just gonna hook everything up to computers and you know, wake up in the morning, launch my Antspans app, press start the machinery, and everything starts off automatically. Conveyor belt straight to the fireplace. Wow. point I need to install a chain tensioner here as well, because yeah. I think we should remove that. That's definitely not meant for this setup. This is a bad idea. Liigubki minu arust. Siit vastas ja läheb kohe sinna vastu ja mis asja ma sellega peale hakkan? Kuidas sa läbi lasetasid, ma ei saa aru. Mis asi see siin veel on? Ma ei saa, mida sa lõikanud oled siin omast arust? Kuidas sa läbi lased siukest pulkasid, noh? Mingi 10 hargneb mingi oks, mingi terve puu oled siia peale tõstnud või? Täitsa jobu peast, no ma ei saa aru üldse, noh. Kes see seal lõikanud on? Ooh, a chainsaw. Welcome to the club. I have no idea who the hell got up that nonsense. I'm gonna feed a piece of log that goes into 7 different dimensions through my single dimension roller deck. That's just not gonna work. Plus, kudos to the dude who put this thing on the log deck, because clearly it doesn't even fit through the thing. Excellent guy. I should marry him. Having an excavator next to this log deck is so useful. About the chain though, this thing is pretty loose at the moment, and I figured maybe I'm gonna add like a quick hack job here in order to finish the load. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how well or poorly that performs. Look at that. What do you think, guys? How long will this last? Whoa, man, too much oil. Oh, like, look at this guy. What? Bearings not doing bearing things. Oh man, that looks kind of weird. Look at that guy. The guy came out. Wow. I think doing super long is not worth it. I guess I just kind of wanted to test it out. I got some of the pieces like extra long, but I think it's not worth it. I mean, that piece is like, man, I think like 10 meters long. That should be interesting. Xavier's School of Firewood applications are now open.
no see on liiga pikk ja liiga kõver, siis ta ei tule mul üldse läbi. Kurat küll, täielik tõbras, nahku see nii pika tuleb teinud. Ja nii palju oksi, igal pool on nii palju kuradi oksi küljes, et täitsa lõpp, noh. Need ei lähe läbi siit üldse, need igal pool kinni, noh. Ma ei tea, nagu korrutad endale kogu aeg, et türa lõika korralikult ära, noh. Ja siis lähed metsa ja lõikad samamoodi, kõik nagu mingi kuradi munn peas, täitsa lõpp, noh.
On a plus note though, the little tensioner seems to work pretty good. It's like very minimal wear there into the wood. Now it would probably work a lot better if I had a hardwood piece that's pretty sure that's pine or something. But then in the future definitely I need to add some type of a mechanical tensioner. Why is everything so dull? You guys ever tried out those hard chains? I mean, what they're called even? Carbide chain? You know, that type of chain that doesn't go dull immediately if you hit the ground. I've never tried those. About the length though, yeah, definitely too long. I should try to keep the maximum at about 4 meters. It's just not worth putting like a 10-meter log on the deck. I guess I just wanted to try it out, but it's just a hassle. And creates a lot of stress. Got a lot of that going on right now. Oh, and I can't express this enough. Don't put junk like this on the bed, bro. I mean, how is this supposed to go through the roller deck? It won't. You got like 3 different limbs or branches. It's not gonna go through that. I mean, when I'm cutting this stuff up, I don't know what I'm thinking. This doesn't make any sense. Why would I do that? Maybe I'm blind. No, this is much worse. I wonder if I can fit all that here. Let's go, baby. Your husband awaits. Man, what a mess. Look at that. You know what, I got a great idea. Maybe we should leave that pile there. Think about the ants, guys. They have like a whole new universe to build their nest, right? We shall call it the ant sport or the ants pad. Overall, again, I would say this part went pretty swimmingly. If you're curious, this was about 2.5 hours of work. We went through 2 full fuel tanks of gasoline inside the chainsaw. I'm not really sure how much that thing takes. And diesel, probably not a lot. By the way, I'm kind of curious how this thing fared. What do you guys think? I would say this actually worked out pretty good. And maybe we can use this setup in the future as well. Kind of depends how much it burns through. And if using hardwood will improve the situation or not. But it should, right? I mean, they did use wood as pushing material way back when, right? I remember I watched some type of a video where they were installing these giant grinding stones in a warehouse, and they used wooden blocks as bushings basically for that grinding stone. And that's about almost 3 hours of work. I would say this would survive maybe like a couple of days. Maybe I would need to also adjust it a bit. If you don't have anything else, then this will work definitely. But I think we should still install something a bit more modern, I guess. Man, this is by far the best part. Also, look at that bearing. That's so funny. Pretty sure it's not supposed to be like that, but whatever. Think it's been like that ever since the factory days anyway. Okay. Conserve as much space as possible. Sometimes I like a challenge, you know. When I'm in deep dew, I like to work my way out of that dew. by the way, oak smells so good when you split it. It has this, I don't know, old smell. Not really sure. Kind of sour, I guess. I don't know how to describe that smell, honestly. It's just very nice. Man, I hate this weather. Don't you guys hate this weather? I mean, there's like no real rain, but it kind of dribbles the entire day. This fine mist of rain, I guess. And everything's wet, obviously, because of that. Now, out of all types of weather, this is like the worst, in my opinion. But the plan of attack. We're sort of like playing Age of Empires, I guess. Just imagine your little villagers spawn in a very confined space, and your goal is to build up your village or base, but you need to consider what to take down first in order to build the next buildings. So this is sort of like that, I guess. My main goal is to open up a pathway to this box, but I'm gonna fill that box first, and then if I have enough space to work, then we can start filling boxes on this side. And as of right now, I only have 4 boxes, but whatever, we'll make it work somehow. Man, smells kind of like retirement home, but the good kind, with bunch of strippers and hookers. I mean, every night has a happy ending, right? I don't think I'm gonna last there long though. Might expire on the first night. More enjoyable than the cutting part. Splitting firewood is so relaxing. Base is building up pretty good. Now we can almost start making big puertas. I just need a little bit more wood in order to make the upgrade happen. Wood. But dude, all things considered, I think it's going pretty good so far. Regarding boxes, I mean, only 2 boxes and I'm basically halfway through this pile at the moment. Maybe we can actually even make it work. I'm kinda afraid about those bigger chunks though. Those are pretty big, and I probably need to switch over to the Yanmar again in order to split those. Oh, I don't really want to do that. Maybe someone will steal them away during the nighttime. I'm gonna turn a blind eye. Go do your thing. I'm getting old. I can't even jump anymore. Stupid winter. Come on, Glow Vlogs, do your thing.
Hey, this guy makes no sense, honestly. I mean, empty the box so I could just fill it again. Bro, where's the logic in that? I know. But there's actually like one more positive thing about stacking firewood instead of throwing them inside the box. I mean, it's kind of insignificant, I guess, but still worth pointing out. So when you're emptying the box, you don't need to pick them one by one from the box. They're like sticks, you know? Instead, you can just grab like a nice bunch in one go. I mean, it does save a little bit of time, but maybe not that much. Yet, I figured it's worth noting out. Maybe convenient as well. I remember in the comments section at least one person mentioned this. And I agree with the guy. It's a positive thing.
Hi. I love that guy. Always a nice day to have him around. Another box filled. Dude, this thing just keeps getting faster and faster. I mean, what was this, like 15, 20 minutes? It's like picking stuff up from there and then just kind of stacking them there. With a little step, of course. I love that build. Such a guy. Now, as for this bunch, well, considering I have 3 more boxes, I'm pretty sure I can fit this bunch in there. But then we have the big guys, and no, Joseph did not get rid of them overnight. No more hydraulic fluid for him. Anyway, let's just kind of keep at it, I guess. You guys are probably super bored by all the firewood nonsense by now, but got to do the work. Okay, something weird is going on. Dude. Can you see that? It's leaking, but from where? I think it's coming from the weld. On the tank. What the hell? I mean, there's nothing there. Nothing there. Let's try, it's not overflowing. It has to come from the well. I don't see any other possibility here. I mean, it wasn't leaking before, so that means it has cracked. Holy hell. I never imagined that would happen. Hydraulic tank cracking like that from the weld joint. Wow. Okay. I'm not sure how well you can see, but there's a small crack here along the weld line. Actually a pretty long one, like 10 centimeters or something like that. I was not expecting that type of failure, honestly. This is pretty interesting failure. Does this tank have like a drain or something? That kind of sucks. Doesn't have any drain boards. And I thought this is gonna be another boring firewood movie. Boy, was I wrong. Kuhu sa lähed? Tahad juba keevitama minna? Mis see oli? Clearly, the paint job was too poor. Couldn't hold the weld together. Pretty severe crack actually. I'm not sure how far it goes. I actually remember when I built this build, at least one person in the comments section did say that the weld is gonna break, but not that one. And the person suggested that most likely that's gonna break, because the filter and everything is kind of hanging on that, and with vibration that's most likely gonna break. I wasn't expecting this to fail though. I'm pretty sure nobody even guessed that this might fail. I mean, sure, I could try to weld that, but then maybe it's gonna break again, or break on a new spot. Looks like the crack stops there and keeps going from there. Kind of hard to tell, the crack is so minimal, and it's not along the weld line as well. It kind of follows the upper side from there, then it goes down, then it goes up again. It's kind of all over the place. From there it goes really up. It looks like it ends there, maybe, or not, maybe not. No, it keeps going. That's a really long crack. Yeah, from there to there. Look at that. That's almost 20 centimeters of crack. Kuidas ma seda kinni üldse hoian? Panen i-tala talle peale. That stupid thread sealant is so strong. I need to remove the filter 100%. Gonna screw that up somehow. Oh, I guess that turns. I mean, that thread sealant is actually really good. It seals very well and also locks everything together. Why is that thing stuck? Maybe I had too much fluid inside the tank and it's just kind of expanded. And burst. Although this should leak out from here, right? If that's the case. Yeah. And this cork should work like an overflow valve, right? If that was the case. No, a while ago, one of you guys sent me a couple of blocks like this. Looks like both of them will be useful today. Very good. The only sure way to weld on any fuel tank or even oil tank without blowing up is just to fill it with water, but not all the way. Our goal is to just push out the explosive fumes which might still be inside the tank. This is especially dangerous when welding fuel tanks if they're empty. Not sure if the same rules apply for oil tanks as well. I'm guessing so. I don't want to take any risks. And the purpose of the water is pretty simple. You just need to displace the explosive gases, and water will do that. There are a couple of other options as well, which you could technically try. Is like fill the tank with some type of inert gas. CO2 comes to mind. Argon as well, I guess. Now, old timers also used a pretty interesting trick. They would plumb exhaust gases inside the tank, like from a running diesel engine, for example. And those exhaust gases from the engine would displace the explosive gases or oxygen from the tank. I guess that could also be used, but water is always safer. Okay, that's completely filled now. I have to lower the level though. Dude, the crack is just so fine, you can barely even see it. So I guess let's try to weld that line and take it from there, I guess. Man, I don't know what crap that looks like, but it's not leaking at least. Everything is dry at the moment. See guys, I added 2 coats of paint. And before it only had 1. That's why it broke. True story. Lahti tegema midagi. Oh no, my water broke. Call the ambulance. This actually helped pretty good. Didn't even leak through. So thanks a lot whoever sent me these 2 blocks. I sadly can't remember anymore who the guy was. But I think this repair job went pretty well, honestly. No, I was sure this is a lost cause. I was kind of afraid to blow up the tank, honestly. I thought it's just gonna explode on my face. But luckily it didn't. And before I go and put it back though, I'm gonna go and put this guy on the fireplace at the cabin. So the heat from the fireplace will hopefully get rid of all the moisture inside the tank. So I don't want any of that inside the hydraulic system once I put the oil back in, because there's no way to get the moisture or water droplets which are still inside the tank out other than heating everything up, right? The heat should nicely get rid of the excessive moisture inside the tank. Gotta love that birch bark, right? Thing burns better than hydraulic fluid. Okay, I think it's pretty dry now. Smells like it's dry at least. But guys, why did it fail? And one could argue that maybe the thing is filled up too much, but then again, you know, the little cork up top. This is not a pressure seal, it will went through. And additionally, I do have that other lead as well. So this is like a simple plastic cork. And that will fly off long before the metal tank will burst, right? So my only theory right now is vibration plus crappy welds. Now if that's the case, then I think I can't really do much to prevent future cracks other than maybe putting some rubber between the frame and the tank and something to dampen the vibration, I guess, because that motor does generate a lot of vibration. I did put like a piece of rubber between the motor and the metal, so that should help to some degree, but it's not gonna eliminate the vibration altogether. It's just gonna neglect its effect, right? Maybe the rubber will work. I guess we'll see with time. Let's try. Let's get back at the boring part of this video. What the crap is this wood made out of, but it's pretty strong. Looks like a rotten piece of crap, but no. I'm guessing the grain doesn't go straight, that's why. It's not breaking straight. Well, straight, it's kind of all over the place. I love this splitter. Almost the best thing I've ever built, hands down. And considering the condition of this ram, if you guys remember, it was pretty bad. I mean, it is pretty bad. There's a lot of well, there's a lot of roughness to it overall. Oh, I think there is something going on. Yeah, a little wet spot over there, so maybe looks like it's about to go then, maybe. No surprise there, to be honest, considering the condition of the cylinder. I mean the ram. The cylinder is fine. Eventually it's gonna go bad, yeah. What's going on over here? Something has come out from there, right? This was not here before. Maybe it's bubbling. Maybe if it's pushing oil into the tank, it's gonna bubble some of that oil up perhaps, but then again, there shouldn't be any bubbles or air in the system. Well, there's somewhere over there, so it's definitely not overflowing, so this is kind of interesting at the moment. I'm not really sure what's up with that. The weld is solid though. I don't even see anything wet. No, I really like this combination, you know, that splitter and this power unit, they go perfectly hand in hand. And if you guys remember, well, these things combined, I think I spent a little bit over $1,000 on the build. So about 600 bucks on the power unit and about the same on the log splitter over there. So 1,200 bucks for the entire setup. I think that's I wouldn't even know what, if you wanted to buy a setup with the same specs like we have here, a 22-ton log splitter and a hydraulic power unit which provides 16 gallons per minute hydraulic flow at 270 bar. So I wouldn't even know how much, honestly, but definitely more than 1,200 bucks, maybe like 5 or even more. But yeah, another 2 boxes filled, and I think there's about 1 box of material left over on the floor. Luckily I have 2 boxes remaining, so we can get this cleaned up nicely. Oh, by the way, I wonder if the ants are back outside. Yeah, look at that. Well, I'm not really surprised. It's been nicely sunny for the last couple of days, but it doesn't really matter anymore at the moment. I managed to empty the lock deck, so those guys can leave out their days here until I clean everything up, and then they will have to relocate somewhere else. Sorry guys, I was aiming for the camera, but I missed. Oh, by the way guys, one more little thing. I mean, that little leak was kind of annoying and all, but consider the alternative. If we use the Yanmar and something broke on that guy. I mean, here we got pretty relatively easy access. We can remove parts, you know, if we need to repair them. This took me maybe about 2 hours to fix, but what if the Yanmar's hydraulic tank decided to just kind of break in half? Bro, good luck pulling that thing off. Also, maybe there's like a wild leak under the gap somewhere. So first of all, good luck finding that, and second of all, good luck fixing that. That's an entire world of hurt right over there. Plus the pumps. What if that failed? A, those 3-some pumps are extremely expensive, and B, replacing them out probably requires you to pull the engine as well. So haha. So the more hours we put on the guy, the more likely it is that something will explode, right? Now, sometimes it's annoying to work on smaller equipment because everything is so compact. For example, if you have like a bigger equipment, a bigger hoe, sometimes it's a lot easier to pull the pumps and either service or repair them or replace them. But on compact material, especially like the pop crap, the repairs are a huge headache. So something to keep in mind if you're ever thinking about buying a mini. Oh, that guy over there. But anyway, I need to get these two now up to the spaceport. Although it's been pretty dry for the past couple of days, I think Bobcat is still not gonna work. Plus this is half filled with bunch of crap as well. And this is the stuff which was too long for the sauna stove, so I just sorted them out while I was... Oh, by the way, that's gone now, yeah. But instead of throwing them away, I figured that I can easily burn this stuff inside the cabin stove. That thing is huge. And that way we don't need to waste them. But I'm not really sure. I mean, look at that. This is too soft. I can't come here with the Bobcat, sadly. Little change in plans, guys. We're gonna use the Bobcat. Time to fix that crap, bro. Got too much work to do. Oi blah! Oi blah! That was close. That was very close. Heavy guy. Basically, if we go super fast, then we can't leave any marks, right? What marks, man? I don't see anything. Stupid ass cats. Always marking their territory for some reason. Woo, woo, woo. By the way, Super Dad's final work is that firewood. That's all that remains from his days. And it's gonna meet its end in the cabin. I think that's pretty fair. Maybe we should do like a candlelight Virgil or something. Once we put the final stick in the oven. Bon voyage, Daddy.
so sick of this shit.
from one log, dude. I can fill this cage with 10 logs, man. Where am I gonna put the rest? Actually, I got an idea. Everything else will go in the trailer and off to the sauna against the wall. Problem solved. Okay guys, so give me a moment. I have to go deal with some unrelated stuff. What? Never you mind what's going on over there. This right here is the most important thing in the universe. Okay. I'm out of fuel. Look at that! Dr. Steady Hands! Dude, I don't think we can split this, dude. Plus I don't want to hook the Yanmar up to the thing. I need it. No, basically, the stuff that I can't split, I'm just gonna throw under the forest somewhere and deal with it sometime in the future. Maybe I'm gonna make a Joseph splitter.
Man, look at this crap, everything's oily. Something exploded over there.
Somehow the oil did not hit me whatsoever. But look at the trailer. Look at that, even there. What do you think? What failed? Oh, it's pretty obvious. Those pieces of crap of Soviet hosing. That's what failed. Look at the amount of rust in there. So rot. Bunch of nonsense. Maybe it was a bad hose. I'm not really sure. They shouldn't fail like that. Unless they're really old and about to explode. Duh. At least they don't have to worry about oil spills in this area, right? Now we should put the lock splitter on the little ant nest. Maybe that will get rid of them. Now I'm just gonna replace it with the same hose basically. I have absolute ton of these. Steve brought me like 20 or 30 hoses, which are the same size. And hopefully those are a bit better. I'm thinking that maybe this hose was already bad. If you guys remember, we installed a Soviet hose as well, and that thing just failed immediately. But this one did last for a while. I'm thinking that's probably gonna fail as well. I'm gonna go blow this thing out with some pressure there, and I was also thinking maybe we can add some type of a cover on the hose, so if it exploded again it wouldn't shower me or anything else with oil. I mean, right now we got really lucky. The explosion happened not towards me, it actually happened towards the trailer, so I did not even get a single drop on me, luckily. And I'm always confused while I'm low on hydraulic fluid. Okay, quite a weird hack job, but if something explodes down there, then at least I will be out of the line of fire, right? Technically I should add something there as well, maybe, but then again, that's not one of those Soviet era hydraulic lines. That's pretty recent, so most likely that one won't explode. But anyway guys, I'm gonna quickly go empty the trailer, because I'm thinking that I'm actually gonna get one more trailer full, although I only have a couple of pieces here and I think I had like 4 or 5 there remaining. What? Oh yeah, 4 or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pieces remaining. And I have no idea I'm gonna even split this dude. This is by far the biggest piece of wood I've ever dealt with. The backing up part was pretty horrible for a moment there, but as you saw, I managed to recover it. I mean, what the crap am I supposed to do with this thing? Dude, I think if we keep this up, something else is gonna explode on the thing. Personally, I think we can actually split everything. The thing is that we can't split everything from the center. We have to start from the edge. Because I think if we wanted to split everything from the center, we would need like 40 ton or 50 ton splitter. Solid wood board right here. Did someone lose a nut? I'm impressed that those wedges are not broken off yet. looks like something already failed. Good thing I put that sawdust down there in advance. And maybe we can finish this log without anything exploding. Drum roll, please. Freaking finally! The hell has ended. And I thought this is gonna take 1 day. Boy, was I wrong. It's actually took 3 days. But dude, look at that. 7 logs. 7 logs on the trailer right now. That is ridiculous. And it's a huge pain to split those bigger logs, but totally worth it. I mean, 7 logs right here. Just 7 pieces of log. The entire trailer full, plus some pieces on the ground. Totally worth it. I'm not really sure what failed there though, and all of a sudden it's just kind of started to leak again. Actually with the last log. I'm currently guessing there's a bad connection. Yeah, when I was tightening the hose down, it felt like it was not going on there very well. So maybe there's a problem with the thread or something. But that's not important. And what's important is that this was the last piece of firewood content this year. 100%. I'm not planning to do any more firewood stuff at the moment. Even if I get some logs from somewhere, I'm not gonna put them on the log deck anymore until I do the pad and then relocate the entire log deck on a new spot and reorientate it as well. At the moment, I'm not sure which side will be pointing where, but eventually I want to put a roof on it as well, so I don't have to work in either rain or snow. But the wind, I don't mind that, so whatever. You know, this part actually took so long time that I think I'm gonna wrap this oddness up. And before we go though, there is one package from a viewer that I want to open, plus a couple of little merch upgrades as well. Get the crap out of the way. And this package came from the dude who bought my chunk firewood. I have no idea what's in it, so let's check it out. Chainsaw proof. Chainsaw proof. We always need that. We got some electrodes, I think. Can't tell exactly. There's like a lot of information there. E6013. Omnia 46. Yeah. Okei. Ma võin vaatama tulla korra, kui suur see jupp on. Okei, davai. Okay, what is this? Dude, I was touching the electrode rods, and then my neighbor dude calls me up and says that, hey, can you weld something for me? I'm not even kidding you, that just happened. that makes no sense. But about thing, we got some grinding discs, always need those. Guessing like a marker. Maybe not. Quick dry, permanent. I am not sure. Maybe you need to press a button somewhere. Press on knee to release internal pressure. Ah, press on knee. Oh, there you go. Looks like a white marker. Oh man, I suck at that. Wait a minute, I'm gonna try again. Wow, look at that. So bad. But dude, thanks a lot. This is something I've never seen before. That you need to press down in order to make the tip wet. Tip wet. The neighbor dude told me he's gonna come here in about 30 minutes. I guess we can include that into this video as well. Maybe it's like a quick repair job. Before... Oh yeah, the merch. Merch. I got a couple of new items. You know, I really liked this thing, so I made a couple of more versions, plus pants as well. Oh, pants have not arrived yet. Whoops. Yeah, for some reason the pants, they come from US, but everything else came from EU. The pants are not here yet, sadly. But another sweater, looks like that. That guy looks kind of familiar. Such a weirdo. And on the back we have another logo. And Kiro's version as well. So I'm gonna make these available as of right now on my merch store. So you can go there right now if you want to buy one. I think they're pretty good. I've been using this version for a while now, and you know, it feels pretty nice. Although probably during the summertime the black color is not the best color. Things might heat up pretty badly. However, I didn't really think that any other color would really work, so I went just with solid black. I think that's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna start rotating these things around so I don't wear the same thing on every video. That's about it. Let's wait for the dude to arrive. Figure out what's what.
Kuule, sa olid kopa aastal 1000 €. Palju see maksab?
7.
7000.
7000.
1000 €.
1000 ei saa jah. Võiks sinna laua peale panna.
Oi jumal, see on spetsiaalne keevitus. No ta peab ainuke asi ikka, et ta väga viltu ei jookseks, et ta jooksis täpselt samamoodi. Ta ei jää nii viltu, ta peab sirgelt. Jah, aga panen küll ikka ühepoolsest teeme ja siis läheb teise poole. Siit ühepoolne vaata taljega siit vahelt ära. Siis hoiame natuke sirgema, et ta siin maha ei kuku. Panes punktis ära ühelt poolt ja teiselt poolt, siis saab sirgu ajada ka. No nüüd on vähe. ta on puu küll, aga las ta suutsib. Auk on nii palju pult läbi teha. No me oleme seal.
Ma saan pärast üle puurida.
Nii, väga kõrge. Nüüd on palga maksmine, läheb aega.
Ei ole midagi jah.
On miks? Olgu kõigepealt aitäh ja siis ma vaatan. Kes sa selle kuuri ehitasid kõik ise oma päeva?
Jah.
Kus selle kõige?
Selle jah?
Kus on nii palju tarkust? Mulgi isegi elu jooksul on nii palju tarkust, et nii ilusti kõik teha. Ja ma olen skaarajast ka seal taga osast teha niimoodi.
Siin oli vanasti Juunol oli autogaraaž.
Autogaraaž on mõeldud.
Ja siis olid siin need loomad ja...
Oh, by the way, Mr. Dude, if I did not say any thank yous for the gloves and stuff, thanks a lot. As you just saw, they came very handy. And I kind of remembered you also wanted to get the last box as well, so I'm gonna call you up in about few seconds and I'm gonna let you know that your box is ready and waiting for you. And as for this one though, I'm gonna wrap it up now. I'm gonna go deal with that little dirt. Oh, I forgot to say bye-bye. So, ciao, ciao.